Hi everybody, today I'm here with Iulia Filipov-Serediuc and we're looking at her piece here in Vessel, done as a collaborative work through the collective that she has formed called My Boyfriend's Out of Town. So Iulia, what is My Boyfriend's Out of Town?
My Boyfriend's Out of Town is a feminist collective that is centered around uplifting voices that critique patriarchal structures, and this is really usually done through fabrication and collaboration.
Cool. You discuss collaboration a lot. How would you define community?
I think community is really just the lifeblood of everything. I don't think you could do anything alone. The community is people who support you, who want you to succeed outside of whatever it is that they think can stop you from succeeding. They're the people that help you, the ones that support you. I don't think anything could be done without community.
Awesome. What does creating art and collaboration mean to you?
I had that same idea. It's everything needs to be done, with help of other people. That notion of two heads are better than one. Combining different skills, different ideas, I think makes work stronger and it makes it more developed. I think there's also the point of there's so many things that have been gatekept from women, especially, that it's much harder to just embark on a journey of doing something that's been traditionally gatekept from you all by yourself. So, community and collaboration in that sense is helping people get involved with things that otherwise they weren't able to by themselves.
So with that being said, how is collaboration feminist?
I think collaboration is just innately feminist. I think we as women have been socialized in caring for everyone at the expense of ourselves, but also simultaneously that all of our work is very noble and it exists in solitude and we are actually lesser than if we need any kind of help. And I think that's what allowed us to be so historically gatekept from things, historically unincluded from things. Things were not taught to us, things were not shown to us just out of that reasoning. So collaborating as a feminist practice, I think, is flipping that narrative and turning it into something that we can get back into doing or get into doing for the first time. I think there's a couple more.
So it sounds like collaboration is more an act of defiance in the face of, systems that would prefer us to be alone and separated.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
How has working with others in collaborative settings, how has that influenced your own work?
I used to be very dedicated to making something perfect to the extent in which I would end up not making it at all. You get kind of stuck up on the way there. So helping and doing things collaboratively, it helps with the problem solving that I would get stuck on in a personal work, or it's just more fun. It's what art's all about. I'd honestly argue that getting to approach art in different ways that I wouldn't have even thought about. I know I might be doing this for several years, but there's always working with someone new or working with someone else has always been oh, I didn't even think you could do that. It opens up this idea that art can be done in so many different ways and making work can be done in so many different ways rather than just you're hermit holing up in a hill and you're doing it all by yourself. So it's changed my practice completely. I work more in collaboration now than I do independently.
How does helping others change the way that you view your community? How has it set up ways for you to experience other people and other artists?
I think the fact that I get to help people do the projects that they've always wanted to or do the projects that seem impossible has opened me up to so many different ways of making work, but also so many different people and their experiences. And I think being almost the vehicle to getting someone to their finalized idea has been so important to creating friendships, creating networks, destabilizing certain notions that I might have had, being able to not gatekeep my own skills and my own knowledge. I think that's been really the big part of working with people and working within my community. But I want my community to make work that makes them happy and make work that's developed and it's good. And if I'm able to help with that by helping them make it or helping them like develop it, that's been great, because we as a community are much stronger as a whole rather than individual parts.
Can you speak a little bit more about how asking for help has developed the way that you build relationships interpersonally, or the way that you approach making work?
I mean, I think initially asking for help is very scary, and it makes you feel very vulnerable, but I think it opens up your world to so many ways of becoming more confident in your work and more supported. I mean, working within subject matter or materials that are really unfamiliar, it may be a little scary. I think getting the help from others who care about you or care about the work that you're making, I think gets you past the point of being like stuck in this limbo of not wanting to do something. I feel like I wasn't being as radical and as cutting edge when I was working alone, and now that I work within collaboration, I don't feel as scared. I think there's power in numbers, and I feel like that's one of the things I think a lot about when it comes to collaboration, where I really can do some crazy stuff and I'm supported by my community, or I'm supported by the people that I'm collaborating with.
Yeah. It's always nice to see when you meet someone, you get to know them more. They're actually just as radical as you. It's exciting.
Oh yeah, sometimes they're even more radical than you, and you're like, whoa, I gotta step my game up. This is awesome. Yeah, and I mean, I think just learning from people and learning new things from people, learning how people think and how people are and how they like correspond with the art and everything that they do is really, really interesting.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Iulia. Thank you for being a part of Vessel. Her two works in the show were one, Must Imagine Billionaire Skiing, and Legally Owned Guns. So feel free to check her out online, and thank you so much for being a part of Vessel.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.